Utie oha echi ponkno. Needs FM.
Ojuma ko faraba. Ene omo mutie no omo hwe utim ne nyina echi o. Na ofa mamemfa kwaye nso so na menka se mo fidi kese. Em se the result be aba. Na me bodero se pothole kese be that traffic light no ase ho. In fact, this particular station plus UTV, I have used it to call for the attention to that place. And
traffic light
we are the same here. And potholes do last week Thursday. Yeah, pon ya jina from high bonko mani adote ne na ke. Na moto bi e de be pem RAV4 bi achi because the pothole had not been filled. It was for so many years.
Oh, there were carriageway na ekwa Accra no.
The memfa ofi memfa say Tesano Police and Baptist Church ubesna kwa Accra. Traffic here they make exactly.
Free abeka kreba wo turn it right
exactly.
No one.
Yeah, nti omo abefele nti highways here dem say but there are a lot that you can do across the country. Na offer anka samre asama anka em say egua paso a ho hia pass here discussing any ata issue. The fact is Ura Atachia is calling for the head of Ura Ken Ufuriata. Now NPP for I would advise that they should be focused. Now yentumen can be more when the need arises. But this pettiness regards say Ubimako swear off. Now they have put themselves on the line, plus their first bonds on the line. It's a purely African tradition. That if you try to make fun of this or to make political meat out of it, be focused on your campaign. Aja, if you have an answer, the late Jik Lamte, na Breso. It was alleged that monies given to him to give to the people who are supposed to have the monies on the ground didn't get it. Inti Omoko election, I think he was the campaign manager also, one of the elections. Inti it went against them. Again in the NDC, it was alleged prior to 2016 election that a certain doctor didn't do his work well in terms of distribution of funds. This Obekaya, when they were doing their postmortem of a election, their whatever analysis after election, some of their findings were the fact that monies did not get to the grassroots. So His Excellency, the former President John Dramani Mahama, said that this time around they were going to make sure Sesikano a better constituencies. It is a more elections or more last ones or more Congress. The monies actually went down to the people themselves. Right. It is some of these things and Nipa, if he say, Nkrofobi have become sellouts in the very and this in within the NPP. If the NPP doesn't know, let me give them this advice. They are very much aware. Your own party, the larger population of your party are very sure that you are going into opposition. And there are many amongst you who will sell your party in alliance. Said the NDC bar. They also be atotu. That is a fact. It is in all the two political parties. So Ora Elvis he was trying to prove to the party, and you see they were specific about what they were talking about.
A person say is kind of fresh free and crowd as I could free the other side as well.
How do you get that? I mean, any factual about it? Wunyans, this and CN1, nothing will push you to go and take money from here or there. And I'm saying that they were specific to 2020 after the election. But what this is Africa. His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo went all the way to Israel. Okofa ebo e de be share a form has will see cathedral as cathedral ne fapem. It is a covenant and oath between Ghana and Israel, the God of Israel, as they claim. Right? His Excellency himself, after election, there were many pastors, at least about 3-5, who came out to say one of them because I can say Nanado who came out to say they did sacrifices to help Nanado into coming to power. So sacrifice no man come around to say we have also heard rumors of the fight to say a painful cry you come man as a painful you see mono. All these things are oath and sacrifices. And so because the trend at which our electioneering processes have been going within the party, we see it clearly say, and Crawford a party until this time around, we want to be sure, and this is the oath we want to take. Of our council will be and the African believes these things, when you pronounce them, they are very effective. And they knew what they were doing. The NPP better learn it because they are going into danger zone and they need this one more. Instead of criticizing it, we are Africans. And right here, Queen Elizabeth Wuye. Ye ko sie no say fa. If I say na Ram and Odwan Ahmadan Kondi womonim. Nanka it would have happened on African soil. They know the tradition. So what penko for human sacrifices are abrof won to omo but you can't
a soldier for a war tradition of animal mascot. Air Force of Okra or Takra and Omo mascot no. Sergeant Charles as a saying Omo de abrichre and no mascot.
Right.
Na ukomu no mu free say Omo kwa akwa abu abi timi good luck ebrewom. Inti basa na no aba be mascot. Sa abuana hu no ono na oye mascot otimi onya promotion kwat me sergeant major
exactly krama mu nyina
it takra de your friend say Sergeant Charles as bibisa so ya breachire
on so fa watch ras e was kire right now human sacrifice and oath Bible mu na hya ase kan yankasa ye ni mo Bible mu say it is unless Yankopon can say Moses anameboa onkoko ne ba na on sacrifice man Abraham enti okodu ho na o se o na me de tew na emom odwanie fae no eno nkamfu a ye wo ho na enim se wo mo nim Bible maybe I may get it wrong but they can I'm sure they understand.
I may not get it right.
I may not get it right. Yes you're right. Thank you. Enti Bible man so no ye nim se either Elijah or Elisha, one of them na omo Israel man another omo konto. Nekoba ne say Elijah say one of them man nsa so a na omo wene na nsa gire na eba foma na omo luzu akono nti say Joshua say Huamo had to come and support his hand nti omo so omo nsa gire na papa ne nsa eba foma na omo luzu. The opponent, what did they do? The man who was leading the war against Israel or sacrificing the background, and I think in one of the wars they won. Into a whole who say yes. In fact, Yankopon Kasa say what? For somebody to sacrifice the back, it tells you said the person is a serious person. And no one came for or penny be or ye or hene or Bible no more. Na okwa was a woman made in kunim na se me ba obi bia obi fi me fie pia ba hia me no. Me de ne beye a sacrifice among. Ampampa na ni naso okodi nkunim no obedu fie ne ba o se de ne ba pen whoever and be hia no and the sacrifice had to be taking place because we are promising Yankopon. Into all these things are there and omemu hayet no se open crofo a and as a regional chrono eye minimal a voter region because they believe in their tradition to the point that then they will voter region a fear horror you will find certain deity in the middle of the house and yes omo yabosom fu and yankana na do so ye bo no kofa bae no anko yabosom ni sanka his excellency na do dan kwakufa do okogini and okofa sa abo no ba haka and then na make sanka yankan wie because one kofa free African continent and as African country bi munenti no okofa fi Israel no yes say no de eye asofo nyina ayedin so okofa fi Burkina Faso Guinea ne ba bia anka asofo fo mbetro epistles ahoro against the president say oson boson Kwame Nkrumah ko Guinea ho ba bi ye twa edwan as their tradition mutwa and na de kankan nyame ofa bia you can correct me say me boa
kankan nyame
exactly and no mo kan say wakoji aduro e wo ho and NPP for you or UP for you, or more than a can Yamisa and Abekaho. It is unless a Kwame Nkrumah law some bosom, but obi or no or meditate or some Yamepa Kwame Nkrumah. Right? Yeah, well, a my who one or more tradition. Abrofo or to this particular tradition. That is why they went back to report. Saying Crofona you come who more hono. Or mamma and ye easy to the point to say, what the idea to idea betches on that. But and they are violations are no money now. Offer, I am sure say enche. Society would demand this particular oath taken. So society would demand this particular oath taken. Say, yen find part and parcel of our culture. Yen san fambra back. Yen fambra parliament. San can sign off we were on a sector minister be. Let's say lands and natural resources.
And that's when it's
okay, Mami Yusu Madam for ready to and anybody else. Our work portfolio be. And then or take his open with a sword. Say me could di on my portfolio di ama mesu yi. Ma said ya say me de be boa gan amana di me di aboa omo emanu. Na same mom me ye ni han anasa me ye boa payo na se sika fa me nsase anasa me nkrofo eye eto kese na ye wiye o mani sika me ankasa me wu anasa me ba mabakan wu anka o man punto na anka kwa chiri papa
say be a lands minister na okasa galamsey phobia
exactly
ka be from sika mu
asa anasa galamsey fu ekrampo omo je say omo say so called small scale mining omo license no I swear sir old say me fan na me go into the red zone so and so
and so no fan chen kokra dey said nani da ho nko just say anya bia kwam bia so no the galamsey fu sika bia be from sika mu a
anasa anya bia me diska kogu poly tank mu anasa bia manhole mu anasa bibia you see and can we have a fine society but abrofono as an abuse of the Bible or mankasa de bre no we have gotten to a point that we don't regard our tradition any longer. Inti me no I am advocating say NDC if they are serious, and I'm not surprised the gains they made in the 2020 election. And I have sat here and said, say, NDC won the 2020 election, hands down. But for their lack of vigilance at some few places, they say, Techiman South, say, I was there for the whole month of November 2020. Right? Yeah. And we saw what happened. How they were chasing us. No man ya Chekhov in no man ya package ya. Distributing. They hoarded them and they were distributing it during election. Inti yankasa nkrofo we abansika and komunko fancy na do election money. Inti I support holistically this particular oath that they took, and I'm urging them to continue it and ensure say we will bring sanity into our system. That's all.
And the Sabre will say,
Utie oha exi punk no. Needs FM.